Hi, welcome to Future Dragon Rocket. I am not Ryan Reynolds.
This is going to be my review, reaction, recap video for House of the Dragon episode 7. So much happened in this episode. Every single character was in this episode. But we start with a seaside funeral for Laena Velaryon. She was Daemon Targaryen's second wife. They had two beautiful little girls together. Everyone's really bummed out at the funeral. It's seaside. She gets buried at sea. Um, no one knows really what to say to each other. Everyone's family, but everyone's like, I don't know, just really bummed out. Um, Princess Rhaenyra Targaryen's younger son, Jace Jaehaerys. Jaehaerys is his name. Jace is like a shortened nickname for him. His grandfather, Corlys Velaryon, is telling him like, "Don't sweat it. Like your brother is gonna be king and you're gonna be Lord of Driftmark." And he's like, "No, I don't want it. I don't want that title. I don't want to be Lord of Driftmark because if I am, everyone's gonna be dead by the time I'm Lord of Driftmark." Essentially, Daemon Targaryen shrugs off some smart-ass remarks by Corlys Velaryon's brother at his second wife's funeral here. Everyone's there. Everyone can hear and see everything that's going on. Otto Hightower is back as Hand of the King. Laenor Velaryon, Princess Rhaenyra Targaryen's husband, he's acting really weird. He's kind of losing his mind. He's kind of just standing out in the low tide, out in the ocean, not knowing what to do. Just really sad and depressed that his sister is dead. That he's at his sister's funeral. Queen Alicent's first son, Aegon, is a typical teenager just getting drunk at a family event. Queen Alicent's daughter, I forget what her name is, I'll have to look it up, but Queen Alicent's daughter is acting a little crazy, just sitting down at a funeral playing with a spider. Maybe she becomes a witch. Maybe she just like leaves the country, sails across the narrow sea, and becomes like a witch. I think that might happen in the book. I kind of forget what happened in the book. I read it less than a year ago, but I already forgot what happened in the book. Prince Daemon Targaryen again tells his older brother King Viserys to fuck off. Daemon Targaryen and his niece Princess Rhaenyra Targaryen take a midnight walk out on the beach, and she goes for it. She goes for the kiss. He's into it. They go all the way. While they're doing it, Queen Alicent's younger son Aemond, that's Aemond, Aemond Targaryen. He doesn't have a dragon yet. Lots of other kids have dragons. He doesn't have a dragon yet, and he's going after Vhagar. Vhagar is the oldest, biggest living dragon currently. It was being ridden by Laena Velaryon, but she just died. Everyone was just at her funeral, and he's got the guts to walk up and take ownership of the dragon and ride the dragon, and it's great. It was a great dragon riding scene. Um, no fire, no dragon fire, but an amazing dragon riding scene all around. Like this kid almost falls off the dragon midair. It's great, really great dragon scene in this episode. After midnight ride on his new dragon Vhagar, he lands back at the castle. A few people are like up at night and realize someone's flying this dragon around, and his cousins come to confront him. He's got two. I don't know what they are, whether they're second cousins or first cousins removed. Um, Basically, all these four kids that a- approach him, two boys, two girls. Their grandfather is his dad. Um, if that makes sense. I don't know. I guess they're cousins, nephew cousins. Daemon Targaryen's two daughters and Rhaenyra Targaryen's two sons that approach him, and one of the girls is like, "That was my mother's dragon. Like, how dare you? Like, that was gonna be my dragon." And he's like, "If that was your dragon, you would have went out and claimed it, but I claimed it. It's mine now." So it's two girls, two boys, attacking their cousin, if you will. All four of these kids are younger. Aemond is the oldest and biggest, and he pretty much wins the fight. He could have honestly killed them all, and he was probably going to, but the two boys, are not backing down, and it comes to basically Aemond is gonna like maybe bash someone's head in with a rock. But one of Rhaenyra's kids, the older kid, I guess, has a knife. The younger kid, Jaehaerys, he's down on the ground. He throws sand in Aemon's eye, and then his older brother slashes and takes out Aemon's eye, just one of his eyes. Brutal, brutal, violent scene. It was great. This little cousin fight was great. I know it's a bunch of kids fighting each other, but it was brutal and vicious. It was a really good fight. That's really something that Game of Thrones never had, was like kids violently fighting each other. They go back to like the main room, like the court hall at Driftmark, and King Viserys is basically like, we're all family. Everyone cut it out, knock it off, forgive and forget, we're all family. Queen Alicent's like, no, my son lost an eye. One of Rhaenyra's kids needs to lose an eye too. Payback, like eye for an eye. The king's not having it. Queen Alicent then commands her like personal bodyguard, Sir Christian Cole, to go take out an eye of one of these little kids. He gets stopped because, you know, Team Green is really outnumbered by Team Black. Daemon Targaryen's there just to step in to say, like, I hope the fuck you do. But then Queen Alicent steals King Viserys' cat's paw blade, the one that we saw Arya Stark kill the Night King with. So Queen Alicent uses the cat's paw blade to slash Rhaena Targaryen in the arm. And this is it. War is coming. Everyone's seen this. Everyone's seen how crazy Queen Alicent is now. But this episode ends very well written. This episode is going to end with Rhaenyra Targaryen asking her uncle Daemon Targaryen to marry her, to strengthen their house, to strengthen the Targaryen house, to strengthen her claim to the Iron Throne. Daemon Targaryen says, okay, well, I can't marry you because you're all already married. Your husband has to die first. She's like, I know. So Daemon Targaryen is going to have his niece's husband killed. He goes and gives Laenor Valyrian's boyfriend some gold and essentially tells him, like, go sail across the narrow sea. Across the narrow sea, it doesn't matter what your name is. Doesn't matter what your last name is. If you have gold, you can be whoever you want to be. And you think that's basically like murder for hire. We see Daemon Targaryen choke out essentially the bodyguard for Laenor Valyrian's room. And basically, like, we see a quick little sword fight, and then eventually we think we see Laenor Valyrian's body burnt in the fireplace. But guess what? That gold that Daemon Targaryen gave his boyfriend was not to kill him. It was to fake his own death. Laenor Valyrian actually shows up in the boat rowing out to sea with a shaved head. So basically, they paid to send them off. So Laenor Valyrian and his boyfriend are sailing across the narrow sea to go live a happy gay life free of the evil Targaryens, away from the evil politics of Westeros. And Daemon Targaryen and his niece, Rhaenyra Targaryen, get married. Their house is strengthened, and we are about to go to war. It is going to be a dragon civil war, the Dance of the Dragons. And if you watch the preview for next week's episode 8, if you watch that preview, you'll see there's another age up again. This is probably the 4th overall age up of characters in the show. But basically, we just see Queen Alicent's kids and Princess Rhaenyra's kids aged up. So you're going to see Aemond, who just lost an eye. You're going to see him aged up with an eye patch in the next episode. And this episode was so crazy. So much stuff happened. Everyone was in this episode. And this is definitely, I think, taking it up a notch from Game of Thrones, to be honest. The dragon scene was amazing. The fighting was amazing. The dialogue's been great. Obviously it can never beat Game of Thrones, but House of the Dragon is definitely the show of 2022, the best show of 2022. I highly recommend the show, but, don't watch it with your parents because of the sex. Don't watch it with your kids because of the violence, but amazing show. And if you like the show, I definitely recommend the books. I know it takes a long time because the books are huge, but I definitely recommend reading Fire and Blood, one of the most recent books that this show is based off of. And 3 more episodes to go. Episode 10, the season finale, is going to be on Sunday, October 23rd.
Thanks so much for watching Future Dragon Rocket. Subscribe down below. Share on social media. See you next time.